What is your potential? Genetics has it that you'll live a certain lifespan. You'll have a certain quality of life depending on how you live, the foods you choose, the doctors you choose to consult with, the coaches you acquire, the mentors that you choose to adapt. You become much like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Will your patients comply? Will they reach their genetic potential and maybe even beyond? What do you think? Here's Kelly Nelson, age 73, with her daughter, age 44. She started training 5 years prior to this picture. She's nearly vegan, vegetarian. It breaks all the rules of concept of sports medicine. Not eating fish, chicken, turkey, and meat. In fact, quite the opposite, much like the great gorilla diet or the bonobos monkey, which is 94.6% genetic match to you. Is your diet perverted? Do you eat meat, cheese, eggs, dairy product, and virgin olive oil? And that virgin olive oil is an extract of thousands of olives. It pours into your blood and it clumps it up. Bob Delmontique, age 84, next to Kelly, age 73. Looking at the continued improvements at Bob at age 17 to 67 to 80, he gets better with age. I spoke with him as recent as yesterday. He's 88 now. His only hero is Jack LaLanne, 94. We look at the concepts of aging and we begin to change the belief, because most of you will end up like this unless you make changes. Your growth hormone declines. Your testosterone declines. You're male or female, and yet you think, and you're confused, you think God wasn't designed or believed that you should have hormones added at the end stages of your life. Or was it intended that the end stages of life should be miserable, wrinkling, wasting, disease? I will say this, God gave you a brain. You're here to study and learn and acquire knowledge, to change the process of aging. We know for a fact that if your growth hormone is low, your skin will bruise easily. It will scrape just upon touch almost. If your thyroid level is low, you may develop skin cancer. As the prior speaker indicated, there's ways to support thyroid naturally with supplements and herbs. It would be dry and pale. Is that healthy or normal? Is it healthy or normal to have a low testosterone and thin skin, slow healing and bruising? Would cortisol, if it were low and your skin were inflamed, an example of hormone deficiency? When we pinch the skin and hold it up like this, does it stay up or does it spring right back, elastic as it should be? How fast are you aging? We believe there are protocols, interventional endocrinology as Mark Gordon calls it. We believe that hormones can be augmented according to Dr. Ron Rothenberg. We know that the body can change. The science of performance is changing right now before your eyes. Select someone to coach you. Find out how you can become your very best, because you are the first patient, not your patients. Many of you, I find, don't even practice your own medicine. You don't even have lab test baselines on you, yet you do it on your own patients. How many here do not know your testosterone, free and total testosterone? Let me see a show of hands. How many here do not know your growth hormone level? Let me see a show of hands. 24-hour urine, 16 and 2 alpha hydroxyestrone. How many here do not know your cortisol, your aldosterone? Why not? What we look at is the herbs that stimulate the body, that stimulate the immune system. In fact, at one time I was like your average Joe, obese, 22 years old, 225 pounds. I later had a TIA after having hypertension for 6 years. That was a rude awakening that I was on the wrong course. I was on the American Western diet, thinking I was healthy, avoiding sugars and avoiding salt, but eating loads of meat, cheese, eggs, and dairy product to build up as an athlete. But later I discovered through research and study that the diet that we were intended to eat is much different than what we were led to believe. It changed my life. I began able to employ these concepts, and then I added natural bioidentical hormones. So by the age of 50, I was prepared in changing my life to guide others. Seeing their results encouraged me, knowing that even something as simple as going out to work out at sunset, that last little bit of sun, getting the rays of sun can increase your LH by a staggering 69%, enhancing your own natural cortisol and testosterone. We know that sleep is absolutely essential. Some people are telling you that sleep is something that happens when it's time to go to sleep. You stay up really late, yet at the time, if between 10 o'clock at night and 4 p.m. is when the peak of hormone production occurs. If you're going to sleep past 12 midnight, you're missing a critical phase in which the body restores growth hormone testosterone. The warnings of ED is a pre-warning that you have clogged arteries. We know that castrated men have the exact same symptoms as a man past the age of 50. That is, deficiencies of testosterone, DHT, and the natural androgens. In fact, men past the age of 50 have more estrogen than a 25-year-old woman. We know that the estradiol in metabolites can either be excessive in the woman who shows obesity, or it can be deficient in the woman who has no curves and shape. The potency of herbs helps to release and clear what's called sex hormone-binding globulin. We've done a lot of evidence-based medicine studying which herbs actually target these binding proteins and liberate the availability of thyroid, testosterone, growth hormone, and all the essential nutrients. Because if you're just taking bioidentical hormones and you don't know the correct combinations, you're missing out on the easiest way to sustain the body to better levels. And indeed, we know that a diet rich in over 55 whole fruits and vegetables that I consume every day, and over 4 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables, will sustain the body, reduce blood pressure, lower the risk of heart disease, reduce diabetes and cancer, all in one swoop. So how many here understand or have been to the Delgado protocol programs? And you know what I'm talking about when I say blending up, not juicing, a whole fruit and vegetable concoction. Let me see a show of hands how many blend every morning or at least once a day. That's right. The ape diet is absolutely proven. In London, Lynn Garton, King's College Hospital, showed that eating 11 pounds of raw fruits and vegetables, 2,300 calories, so much food substance, yet so little calories, high in nutrient density, lowered the average person's cholesterol significantly. The blood pressure dropped 23%. And indeed, these individuals lost 9.7 pounds in only 2 weeks.